You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be on this amazing Monday. I hope that you are already starting off your week the way you wanted to. I had to tell you guys, for some odd reason, you know how sometimes you look to do things at a certain time, and it may be something that is a redundant thing that you're doing all the time, but there are times when you can't lock in on what you want to do or say. And today was one of those days. So I had to kind of give myself a little bit of patience and really meditate on today's message. So it's coming a little bit later than normal, but it's coming. And I think it's important that we remember that when you're working on yourself, when you're working towards transformation, you have to also be flexible, and you have to be willing to recognize when you may need to take a pause, or when you may need to reset, or when you may need to push forward. And then there are other times where you may just really need to be still. And I believe this week was one of those weeks for various reasons. I'm not going to begin to try to do a laundry list of things. But I think the most important thing which is today's conversation, can definitely show up at the right time. And that is having the ability to recognize that it's just times when you have to have ambition, right? Having ambition allows you to be able to push when you're not necessarily on the surface wanting to do certain things or participate in certain things, but you know you need to do them. And when you have ambition, it gives you almost like a second wind. It allows you to have a better, keen focus on getting whatever it is that you need to get done. And sometimes it also just helps your attitude, because sometimes we can have funky attitudes, and our attitudes will destroy what we're meant to do because we're not being intentional in our work. Y'all know I ain't playing. Y'all know what time it is. It's Monday, and it's time for Sonny's Money Motivation. Let's go. Welcome to Loudmouth Radio Network. My name is Sonny. As a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur realtor and the producer of Loudmouth Radio Network, I look forward to bringing content to you that empowers, inspires, and entertains you. Tune in each week as we have unscripted and unfiltered talks from entrepreneurship, real estate, politics, entertainment, comedy, LGBTQ topics, day-to-day life, and everything in between. All shows available on demand 24/7 on your favorite podcast platforms.
Hello, my name is Takasha Smith. I'm the owner of Takasha's Kitchen, based out of Menifee in the Southern California area. As a chef and caterer, I provide private cooking classes, couples dinners, and private parties. As a female pitmaster, I am able to create a personalized experience for your family reunion gatherings. I create menus based on my clients' needs to have a more personal vibe. You can find Takasha's Kitchen on all social media networks such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my YouTube channel at Takasha's Kitchen. And that's spelled TACASHAS Kitchen, KITCHEN.
You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
Santa Center, Temecula Valley areas, and throughout the Inland Empire. Are you looking to become a homeowner in 2024? Register today for the New Home and the New Year seminar hosted by Sold by Sonny. Let's get you from rental to homeowner in the new year. Get the latest insight of down payment assistance programs, whether you purchased a home before or purchasing for the first time. We want to make sure you're provided with the necessary information needed for you to buy your new home in 2024. Look forward to seeing you there.
Diamond Valley Lodge, the one-of-a-kind, unique, exotic dining experience for the whole family. Have dinner with real tigers at Diamond Valley Lodge's 100% safe, unique dinner party experience. Ever dine just feet away from a majestic Bengal tiger? Now you can. A magical evening under the stars with open-air seating in an exotic Zen garden, just feet away from some of the most majestic creatures on the planet, all crown jewels of nature. Dinners are served on Friday and Saturday, brunch on Sunday. Reservation only by calling 855-9-TIGERS or 951-390-2670 or visit diamondvalleylodge.com.
Okay, y'all probably thinking like, well, dang, you just went right into it and just started off. Yeah, I did. And I'm going to tell you why. Because lately I have noticed a lot of shifts in people's attitudes and just these energy vibes that are circulating amongst our society, right? And what I mean by that is like, you can't necessarily know what's going on. In a sense, you can. If you're a person that is able to connect to energy consciously and pay attention to it, then you can feel shifts. You can feel atmospheric pressures, conversations that are maybe even being had and you're not necessarily in the space, but you can feel the energy of them, right? And so it's no secret to anybody that right now, this is a high political season and there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of things. A lot of people have their viewpoints that everybody's trying to make and decisions are being made in regards to the United States future. Because of the candidacy and we recently had a debate a few weeks ago. I purposely didn't watch the debate initially the day that it happened. I did get a good dosage of it the other night and it was like, whoa. Of course, the Project 2025 conversation has come up. So there's just a lot of things that's happening. And because of that, I don't know if you noticed this, but sometimes the environment starts showing up based upon how people are feeling, thinking, the energy they're putting out, whether it's frustration, whether there's, some people are feeling stress from a lack of what they feel resourcefully is coming. Sometimes things are not coming fast enough. So people start getting irritated and short, right? Then you have another mass of energy that's really wanting some things to move, or they're really trying hard to get in position for things that they want and desire. And so everybody's got energy, right? That's just who we are. We're all energetic forces. But I think sometimes we can have things that we do and that we need to do, but we don't necessarily have the ambition behind it. And really, I think the ambition is a wave of positive energy, even if it's not necessarily geared towards something positively you have to do, but it has an energy force that helps you to keep going at times when you may not necessarily know why you need to keep going. But you have this level of determination to get somewhere or to get some things handled. So on days like today, when for me, I may have been kind of scattered. I've been working on some things significantly that I had to do personally. And it shifted the day because I had to get through them. It was 2 or 3 days of putting this energy to these tasks that I had. And I wanted my Monday to be the wrap up of that. Right. And so it kind of put me behind on so many other things. But my ambition to get it done was greater than not doing it. You follow? So when you're in the responsibility of self and you're in responsibility of doing other things, like for me, this podcast content on each Monday is a task that I feel ambitious to do. Nobody's governing me to do it. Nobody is requiring me to do it. Nobody is putting me on a clock to do it. The ambition is coming from within for myself. So I know I have put a habitual habit for the last couple of years that every Monday, my Sonny's Monday motivation is going up. And guys, think about it. This is something that is a empowering inspiration, not always warm and sexy. Now, I'm not going to say that, but it is something that has relevancy. And because of that, I have to prepare for it. I have to have my mind ready to talk. I have to have my energy up to be able to formally format my thoughts and the things that I want you to know. And because of that, I have to ambitiously approach it each and every week as I'm providing this content. So for you guys have a lot of things on your plate that we're all doing as individuals. So I think it's good if we can sometimes break down and compartment our things that we're doing. And in the midst of that, we can able to see what is a priority for us. And in those priorities, wherever they scale at, if you start putting a little bit of ambition behind those tasks, I think it will help to accelerate and bring your energy up. Your attitude will actually increase. And really, guys, it's a mindset. It's a shift. It's a mind shift. It's a part where you have to make a decision to say that I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to do it for these amount of reasons and why it has to be done by this particular time. And it's like the living journal. It's like the board. It's the whiteboard. It's the calendar. It's the things to do list, so it's a part of that realm that you have to intentionally set as a bridge for yourself. And in doing that, it will give you an opportunity to grow, man. I think that it allows you to be able to pull up your boots, string them up, tighten them up, and hike and hit that climb. You know what I mean? So I'm encouraging all of us that are within an earshot of this to take the time to recognize how important it is that you stick to what you know you want to do. Because at the end of the day, most things that you have in your mind to do, most of us on the outside have not a clue until you share it or reveal it or show it or some way. So then that means that we're probably logging a lot of things in internally. Or we're, if you're like some people, you might write it down so that it's not, weighing your brain down. But even in the notebook, the journal, the organizer, it's got a lot of words. It's got a lot of bullet points. But what is implementing them from out of the book into the action? That to me is where the ambition intersects and comes right behind the initial write it down. And it's before the make it happen. It's that tool that ignites the two, right? So it has such an importance. And believe it or not, I find myself recognizing that there are times, and this is okay to admit it, that you just don't feel like doing certain things and you don't necessarily want to do them. But if they have reason and justification behind them, you have to get them done. Another thing I think it makes me feel like, when you're dealing with ambition, it helps you to make sure that you don't fall into this point of being lazy and non-energetic and intentional. So our lives continue to grow with the world of intention. And if you're keeping intention in the forefront of your movements, then you won't fall dormant. And falling dormant is where your life starts dwindling. And I'm not saying that being present and doing nothing is not doing something. It's still intentional. You're intentionally on vacation, or you're intentionally meditating. You're intentionally being still. You're intentionally aligning your chakras, right? There's so much in this. But I don't want it to make it sound like I am giving you some harsh wash. It's real aspects that I feel that everyone can attest to. And at some point in time, if you're doing enough, you'll feel that kind of pressure or that discovery of like, I got so much to do. So how do I choose, or how do I continue to stay on path? The ambition is going to help to determine how you move, and the prioritizing is going to determine where you move, right? So having ambition is such a key thing that is absolutely free. And if we can take our time putting it to action and making it work for us, we'll find ourselves having much more fulfilling days. Our work weeks will become more completed. We'll have a feeling of achievement. And then you can actually step back and look and acknowledge the fact that you got through and pushed through, and that you were able to go to the next thing. And sometimes that momentum helps you to the next task or the next thing or the next project to keep going. So guys, this week I'm wrapping it up. And I wanted to let you know that no matter what you do the best for you. All right, y'all. Have a good day.
You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.